No.
Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. Shir sponsored for now the Lu Nishmas. I'm Yaakov Shalom Lavas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Min Beis. We're starting to have a mouthful and base in the bun. The Gemara says, Omar Avacha Bar Chanino Omar Avasi Omar Rabbi Yochanan. It's a 4 lines to the bottom. At Kama Milvorchim Al Chodesh. Kiddush Levana. Until when can you do it? Until the b'gim of the Levana is filled. What does that mean? What does it mean? Kamo. Omar Yaakov Bahidi Omar Yudo Ad Shiva. Until the 7th day. Why? So as Rashi explains, the 7th day approximately is when it becomes a half a moon. The moon starts as a crescent, is that the right word? And then it fills into be a half a circle. Right? A quarter of the month. So on the 7th of the month is when the moon is half full. You get to the 50th of the month. So you say at no. So what it says here, at what is that? What does it mean? Once it reaches a certain level, it's not new anymore. So according to this mandal, push traveling Gemara, once it reaches half the size, it's not new anymore. Now until the 16th of the month. Why? Until it reaches the full moon. The man in the place keeps saying Shishasu v'loy bichlal until the 16th, not including the 16th, because the moon, the cycle of the moon is 29 days and a half. So 15 is within. It's like you until the 15, not including not until the 16th. So meaning, what do we try to get to until we get to half a moon, and then once it gets to half, it's already not so new, or until you get to a full moon. Machlokes. Says the Gemara that when based with Aleph, Petar vayu ki Rabbi Yochanan svilu. They both agree with Rabbi Yochanan. That's what Rashi explains. Kiyasru means it turns half. Kinafya means it's like a sifter, which is round.
It's like what? A sifter?
Sifter. Nafya is a sifter, which is a round circle, right? Says the Gemara, Kiyasru means you fill up the yeser. Yeser is it looks like a bow. So you fill up the bow. So where Rashi explains is, it's okay, you don't want to say any more Kiddush Levana after the new, because Kiddush Levana is only for the new Levana. So you don't want to say it after a certain time, say Atoy V'Ametiv, the fact that you see the Levana. When the moon becomes smaller and smaller, you don't see dynamis because the moon is lost. So immediately we don't see dynamis, so it goes bad. You don't say to it because good. Why? Says Rashi, because of derech hateva. Whatever is natural, that's normal. That's what happens every month. You don't say dynamis at Torah. Torah is something out of the ordinary. Something dies. Dynamis. Something ordinarily happened. Torah. That's what it says. Says Kol hamivarech al chodesh bezmanoi. Someone who's before the Levana is Mekabel Prei Shechina. So through the moon we Megal the Shechina. What's the shot in that? Because the moon represents the Ischachus in the world. The moon appears itself. Used to say it, and we get to this week's Parsha, Parsha's boy. What's the first mitzvah the Am Yisrael gets when they come when they come on Isha? Chodesh Zelachem Rosh Chodesh. Why? Because Chodesh is Lashon Chiddush. And the whole idea of the Gilur of a Kadosh Baruch Hu in the world is that the world is Chiddush, is something new. It's new, meaning there's a process. The biggest kfir, as the Ramban says, is Oilum Kadman. There's no Chiddush. Moshe used to say that the Goyim, they count the year. They count the Chama, which is a cycle of a year. Lashon Yoshon. Shon is Lashon Yoshon. The whole idea of Chodesh is Lashon Chiddush. Chiddush is the Gilur Shechina. There is a process. The Kadosh Baruch Hu is revealing himself, and it's going to reveal himself more and more. Meaning the fact, just having this is already enough to be able to come and do Kiddush Levana, which represents the Gilul Kadosh Baruch Hu in the world. That in itself was already a gevaldik thing that we didn't need more than that. If we have to say it while you're standing, the Shabbat Rov brings it. You have to say it while you're standing because it's not Birkas Hananim, Birkas Hanen is when you enjoy something. So the Gemara basically is saying maybe it's considered to be that we're enjoying it. So the Gemara, no, it's Kilu Shchina. Kilu Shchina is Birkas Hashvach. Birkas Hashvach is you have to do when you're standing.
When you say Elaine, we thought the other.
The whole Kish Levana, we go to Kish Levana. The whole Kish Levana.
The show specifically there.
Yeah, the whole Kish Levana. So they lean on themselves, the Mevarchi. So first you learn from me what it means. It means that they used to go out. They want to go out to the outside. They didn't go under the roof, but they went outside. And so they leaned it itself outside and went to outside. What's the bracha they do in Merava? Borg Mechadish Chadashim. No Chedesh. That the woman can do too. Meaning, it's not something specific to Shlavana. Saying it's a new Chedesh. Baruch Hashem Yamahor Baruch Shchokim. Or Baruch Piv Kol Tzavam. Baruch Hu with his words started Shemaim. And with his mouth put all the Tzavah Shemaim. The Shemesh V'Yarech V'Kechovim. Gave them the rules, how exactly they're going to operate. They're happy to do Ratzon Hashem. Everything is emes. That is the crown of the Jewish people. Why? The moon is a sign for Am Yisrael. Same way the moon is Mischadish every single month, Am Yisrael is Mischadish, will be Mischadish in the world. Well, they file the Yitzel, they can be Mifakrish Baruch Hu, Ashik Purim Mechusoi, and this is the first Kabbalah, meaning the Lavano is Gilu Kvot Shamayim. So we speak about Kvot Shamayim over here. We speak of Chedesh Chodashim, but it's part of a bigger bracha. In the bracha over here, he's saying, he sees clearly in the Gemara, women don't do this bracha. The Gemara says, Chadash Chodashim, women can also do, but this women don't do. Why not? So there's a Inyan Yapi Kabbalah that they don't do. Kima Salavon has to do with the Isha. There's interesting, the Turi Heaven. There's a famous Turi Heaven. When to say Kiddush Levana is not mitzvah zeshazman grom. Why? Very gishmak, a lumdis in mitzvah zeshazman grom. Says the reason why it's mitzvah zeshazman grom is you have to do Kiddush Levana when Levana is new. Levana is new the first half of the month. So it's not pshat that it's mitzvah zeshazman grom. That depends on time. So I don't have a moon to do Kiddush on. I need to have what to do with the bracha. If I don't have a moon to do the bracha, so I can't do the bracha. Not because it depends on time. Depending on time means you associate something with a specific time. You can do it only this time at a different time. But here I'm saying I don't have a moon the other half of the month. Technically, I just don't have it. If the moon so happens to be would come in the second half of the month.
It's 3rd to the 16th.
No, but it's because of the size of the moon. Right. Not because of the time. What you said the Shakasari of the Turi Heaven is that time bound mitzvah needs to depend on time only. Not on it so happened to be that this is only this time, not a different time.
That's probably what you have to see. It has to be found on something.
You have to see it, you have to have it, it has to be new. So that's what it says over here. Now, two Nikudas, this quick chorus, the Beis Hashem will be Marachet in the Shor Machshav on the Daf. You have to listen. But one Nikuda is when the Yisrael brings in the name of the Shari Oyro, being Mekubal, that you should not do Kiddush Levana before the 7th of the month. Chassidim knowing it. Before the 7th of the month, you don't do Kiddush Levana. The Ashkenazim, the Ramah, brings the 3rd of the month. But the Yisrael brings the name of the Kubal in the 7th of the month, and so it's mentioned the name of the Arizal. It's Kasha, the Arizal said it or didn't say it, but there is Mekayris to it. So the Shaila is arguing and say that. Adarabah, there's a Shita in our Gemara that said you do only till the 7th. Right? The first one, only till the 7th. So who doesn't fit with our Gemara? Doesn't fit with our Gemara. So the Chidah says, there's one place over here that we say chose Kabbalah over the Gemara. Usually we don't do that. Usually when you have halacha against Kabbalah, you go with halacha. So here,
The Gemara is not halacha.
the Gemara is halacha. What to do Kiddush Levana?
We don't pass on the Gemara.
Yeah. Of course we do. The whole halacha is based on Gemara. What do you mean? Now, so the discussion is, what is the Gemara holding? So like we should understand the Gemara. But our pasuk is based on the Gemara. Of course it is. That's the whole Shas. The whole Shulchan Aruch is based on Gemara. So Shaila, that we pass the Gemara against Kabbalah, we do. The Ramai Panu says no. Because the Machlekes of the Gemara is not Machlekes. We're learning, he says the Pshat, the way the Bishishim learned it, is not like Rashi. There's a sheet that can do until the 7th or until the 16th. It's not Machlekes. You can do it from the 7th until the 16th. That's the two sheets of the Gemara. That's what Ramai Panu explains the Gemara to fit the Kabbalah, to fit the Bishishim. One more nekuda there is, Gavaldik, interesting, is the Ramai Panu, the same Ramai Panu, is that the Rajba already brings the tshuva, and it's brought down in the Maharil, Shainim. It says, you not do Kiddush Levana on Shabbos. Why not? Because you yoytze michutz atchum. Friday night. Why not? You yoytze michutz atchum. That's another pshat. But the Shainim say yoytze michutz atchum. How yoytze michutz atchum? Because the Levana is up there. And yoytze michutz atchum. What do you mean? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Rashba asks, if I see my Rebbe on the other side of town and I say, Rebbe, how are you? So brings out the same Ramai, the same Simon. Ramai says yes, because when you're so aspiring to get to the Levana, as if you elevate yourself to the Levana. So you're going to the moon. Every person does Kiddush Levana is going to the moon.
I was to say, Hashem Hashem, right there.
Yeah, carried, yeah.
But you do it in Shabbos. You do it.
Oh, that's another thing. What?
You do it in Shabbos.
You do it with the Shabbos. What's Shabbos?
Friday night. If there's no.
Oh, so we pass it halacha. We pass it if it's at the last day of the month. You do try to avoid it. Unless you have no choice. I did once in my life. One time, yeah.
It was this year.
I had 2 years ago.
It's a cloudy. The only time it's good is Friday.
We try to do it once a Shabbos.
So that's another thing. The Shaila is when it says, it's the same Indian over here. Our Gemara did not say to start doing the third day of the month. Where does this come from? You do the third day of the month. Bishayim said the 7th day of the month. You start. But when does it come to do the third day of the month? Third day after the Moila. At the Masechet Tzofrim. The Masechet Tzofrim says that you don't do Kiddush Levana until you're Mevusel. So different ways to understand Masechet Tzofrim. What does it mean until you're Mevusel? What does Mevusel mean? So some explain it, Bach and others say Mevusel means that the moon is Mevusel. So it means this, the moon has something to it. You can enjoy it, you see it. The first day or two is so small you can't see it. It has to be a little bit more, more of a chalois. But some explain Mevusel is when the person is Mevusel. And that's why I say, she'll wear big day Shabbos, because that is B'simcha Mevusel. So then there's others, I think the Bach himself brings this question. It says, a person wearing big day Shabbos is Mevusel. He was Mevusel maybe when he was drinking wine and Kiddush, but now it's going to Shabbos. Now he has a stomach ache from the children. He's not Mevusel. So, he's saying he brings it as Tchiyot to the Pshat. Okay, so the Gemara. You have to figure out how to do war. What does it mean? Who do you fight? Would you bring this cheat? Because it's the same Andama. Who do you find the war of Torah? Is able to do war of Torah? Not enough to have svaros, says Rashi. You need to know. You have to have knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you can't fight the fight of Torah. Kori Rav Yosef and Hashay, the Rav Tvuos, the Koyach Shor. This is a point says by Yosef Atzadik. Yosef the Shavit. So if Yosef called him himself, also Rav Tvuos Koyach Shor, he has a lot of Tvuos because he had a lot of Mishnayos. Back to the Gemara. Zok to Gemara, Echad Oymer B'shtei Shoyes. You have the 2-hour 8 and you have the 3-hour 8. Omar Shir Ba'ashi, Loishono L'Shoyes. One says before Nates. Is that one said after Nates? Edusu B'Teil. But Shito, of course. It's what is the middle of the night, what is in the day. And the Echad Oymer B'Toichenet. We have to say Gemara where I'm Sachim. Said doing Neitzacham, meaning was as the sun is coming out. Hanayim Shito Atema B'Gilui Kai Maybe really it was still there when it was a little dark, and he just saw some sparks of the sun, and he thought it was the night. It was really not the night. It was before that. Says the Gemara. Then you bring the Eidim inside, and it says over there that the Talmud do not has a schus, so he goes up and he stays there the whole day. If his mom, if the Talmud had a good schus to be matzah someone from Yisrael, he stays at dying forever. Only if what I said didn't really work, then you leave him there only a day. You read the light. The reason we don't tell him to go right away, we don't want to embarrass him. Goes up and right away kick him out. Our Mishnah that says that Talmud is there only the day is only if he wasn't successful in his attempt. Says they found him a schus, and then so we're good. If not, they do chayva. They go the whole night and they debate it. They don't drink wine. The more dashens. The secret of the world, meaning din and fashes. They should not drink wine while you're thinking about the din. No wine. So then we add the dayanim, and we add until we get to 71 dayanim, 36 against 35, and they debate until somebody convinces others. Says the Gemara, what happens if nobody convinces the other? Let him go. Let him go. So why don't you just say, let him go? Why you have to get to why we have to come and debate it? Once you get to 71, you vote. 36 against 35, not enough to be mechayev. Let him go. Why have to debate back and forth? Says the Gemara, we don't want him to go out and come to a basin and say, what happened? It was a hung jury. Right? We couldn't get to a conclusion. Before they come to a conclusion, why you have to add more and more? Once you had 23, and it was 12 against 13, you could go to Achro. Let him go. We always try to save the guy, not to kill him. So he could come to a conclusion. You're right. The Beis agrees with you. Same once you get to 71, you don't add. You do not add in Beis 23. 23 is 23, that's what he stays. So that's his shito. So this Dakin Adin is that the din became old. We'll see the Gemara, what does it mean? You can't hold it anymore. So din moments we say that din the first is not. Hein is Dakin Adin. It's too hard. We don't know. We have to think about it more. So you're saying in din moments you say it, and din the first you don't say it. Din the first is if I'm stuck. I say I'm stuck. Din moments I come to some shara. Turn it around. You say by din and momness, din and fashis, it's too difficult, we have to think about it. Din and momness, we don't have to say it. Why is that din? Chacham din. Chacham din means they give a praise to themselves. They say, you know what? Rabbi say, yes, it was good. We did a good, it was a good psak din. Basically, who says it? He's the one who says it. The number one. You don't do Shabbat Chacham Dino, I do my God. Usually you want to tell me that we said good. So you say the God gets up and says, Rabbi say, it's a good psak. So what do we mean? The God basically gets up and says, Rabbi say, oh, we're stuck. If you hold that Zakadina means we don't know what to do, we're stuck. So the God of Shabbat in our base has to get up and say we're stuck. It's embarrassing. What is it better? For someone else to embarrass somebody? Or for the person to embarrass himself? It's better that he should say we got stuck and not somebody else that got stuck and it's embarrassing him. So see the opposite question. We say it's too hard. Makes sense. The God says it. don't want anybody else to embarrass him. So he says it on his own. Yom at Chacham Dina. What's Chacham Dina? Ah, Gevaldik. We paskin well. You want to tell me the Gadol, he's the head of Beis Din. He does a psak din. He says, boy side, this was a good psak din. Not fitting. Someone else should give you a shvach. Don't mishabach yourself. Shani Milsa the Beidino, the Gadol Rama. He says, you're right. Really, it's not appropriate for the Gadol to give a shvach to himself. But Beis Din, everything has to be done by the Gadol. By the Gadol. Everything has to be done by the Gadol. So everything has to be done by the Gadol. The Gadol has to do also the shvach. The Gadol Shemayanim, he's the one who does the announcements. So even things that maybe it's not so appropriate, he does it as well. And with this we end this parak, starting now the 6th parak of the 2nd Sanhedrin. So the Mishnah. Nigma Adin. Moitzim Oiso Yilisakloi. The din is Gamar. You go now, you have to go and stone the needle. Beis Eskilo Yachutz the Beis Din. Beis Eskilo is outside of Beis Din. We'll see in the Gemara where? Shenemar Hoitze Savikalil. It says you take out the Mikal outside. That was Skilo, took him out. So one person stands next to Beis Din and he has like a white flag on his hand. And there's a horse. And the horse is far away. Why do you want to do that? Because the guy is going to Beis Din. You want him, if there is any schus to stop it, we want to be able to catch him. So what do? We put the horse as far as possible, instead of the edge of the street. He is right next to Beis Din with a flag. If Beis Din says, okay, picks it up, the horse starts running. Says, I have a schus. He picks up the white flag. The horse runs. He stops the needle. If even if the person himself says, I have a schus for myself, you bring it back in 4 or 5 times. You need to have a mamish, meaning no, you need to know, like if he has anything, any basis. Whereas Rashi points out, the Gemara is going to ask, how do you know that? They're not Dayanim, they're just regular people taking them out. So how do they know if there is something to say? So the one says, "Kilo who's the base of a tuloi." One time, the kilo was outside base, Masha was right outside base. Fatanyo base kilo chutz shlosh machnas. It's out of 3 machnas. So in the midbar means after, not only outside base of English, not only outside Machna Levio, even Machna Yisrael. And for us, it means in Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, you also have 3 machnas. So what ink in the comment? You're right. Really, it's supposed to be chutz shlosh machnas. But if Beis Din is outside of the city, so don't do it in Beis Din, do it outside of Beis Din. Why? I don't want to make that they execute people in the Beis Din. That's not appropriate. Also, maybe that there will be a tzolo, because it will take time until they take him out. They will be able to maybe think about something to say. So how do we know that it's outside 3 machnas? It says, it says, take the mekal outside the machnas. It's outside 3 machnas. Maybe it means only 1 machna. Maybe it means you go out of 1 machna only. Yeah. Permanent surf is that you have par and dovish tzibur when the tzibur make a mistake and they bring a par or par koy Mashiach by the zor, you take it out of the machna, you throw it out, you bring it out of the machna. There's out of the 3 machnas. Here's also out of 3 machnas. There also we know, how do we know there? Take out the cow, the male cow, out of the machna. Maybe it's only 1 machnat. It says because we know that there's 2 pari. There's pari eido, and dovish tzibur, and you have the par of Kohen Mashiach. And it says chutz machna in both of them. Sheitu will learn out the same chutz machne in both. Sheik for nema v'sarvus hakashus so is par rishon. It says clearly in the pasuk that the second par is exactly the same location as the first par. So I know it's already a chutz machne. They tell them machne shtiya. That's why they tell you don't not only machne shchina, but also machne levio. Kashoimel mechutz machne badeshin. Badeshin it says when you think of the deshin, deshin is the dirt. In Mismindush it says you have to take it out. Where mechutz machne. Why does it say mechutz machne again? It says by the par that's being burned where you put the deshin. So I already know the par and the deshin in the same place. So I have to say mechutz machne again. So you have three psukim that are associated with each other, and it says that the three psukim and mechutz machne, mechutz machne, mechutz machne, take out three machnes. So 1 second. Why do you learn from Purim and Yisrafim? That's out of three machnes, and you learn from there that also skill is out of three machnes. Learn from shchutichutz. What does shchutichutz means? When a person checks outside Beis Hamikdash, is chayav. Where is outside Beis Hamikdash? Outside of right away outside Beis Hamikdash. Machne shchina. Malo chutz machne achas. Havkar chutz machne achas. Maybe you learn from there. So the boy mistabro mi Purim and Yisrafim havel lemelach. You want to learn Purim and Yisrafim? Why? Shekain hoitze. What is hoitze? Is Rashi? There's a few things. The one that brings a list of things that Purim and Yisrafim and Skila are similar. The list is hoitze and mechutz machne, machshir and mechaper. What is that? And both it says hoitze. Take it out, right? But it says both the hoitzo. In Kala Purim it says hoitzo mechutz machne. Shchutichutz mechutz machne, and it says the word el mechutz machne in both of them, which it doesn't say by shchutichutz. Machshir mechaper. What's machshir mechaper? It's a little confusing between the two, but machshir means that is the hechsher. How are you supposed to do it? That's the way. What's supposed to pour every Yisrafim? Burn it out of the machne. What are you supposed to do with skila? Take it out of the machne. That's the way. Shchutichutz is when you do something wrong. You're shechting out of the place. And mechaper is when you do that way, there's a kapara. Purim Yisrafim, you have a kapara. Niskalim, you have a kapara. Shchutichutz is not a kapara, it was a chait. That's why Purim Yisrafim and Niskalim are the same. It says the Gemara, Adu alam shchutichutz aval lemelach, sheken, you know what I have to do with shchutichutz? Sheken adam, what's adam? It means, both refer to the adams. Niskalim, who's Niskalim? Human being. Shchutichutz talk about, we're not referring to the animal. We're talking about the person. A person who went and checked outside. That's the Lashon Pasuk. Choyte, in both cases, talk about a choyte. Because the Niskalim is someone who did a sin. Shchutichutz is someone who's sitting right now. Ben Neshama. Both of them you have Netilas Neshama. Why Netilas Neshama? Because here you have Skila. And by the Shchitas par, you have chorus, as Rashi says, the second shot. And Pigul, what's Pigul? That Shchutichutz and Mikalel, there's no Pigul in that case. Pigul means you have a wrong machshava of Shchitu. That's what you have in Purim Yisrafim. You're doing an avodah, you can do Pigul, you can do the wrong machshava. Shchutichutz is not avodah. This guy is not avodah, so there's no Pigul over there. Says the Gemara, yeah, but the main thing is what to learn machshir. Machshir means that is the required way to get things done. So Purim Yisrafim, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, that's what to do it. Niskali, by shchutichutz is we do something wrong. It's not the way to do it. So that's why the main thing is to learn the machshir and machshir. So okay, so Beser goes. So we'll stop over here. Going now is going to bring two other ways to understand. Chutz machne means three machnes. So right now we have the first one that we learned for Purim Yisrafim, which is out of three machnes. So the skill is out of three machnes. Good enough.